Welcome back to the latest episode of Fine Wine and Good Times. Today, we are having a very special episode in honor of Women in History Month. We're going to jump right in. So I am your host, author Tracy Brown. I'm here as usual with my lovely co-host, Shy.
Hello, people. It's me,
Yes.
Shy.
Doesn't she look radiant?
Go women!
You know? Yes, there's so much to celebrate. And in honor of Women in History Month, which is one of my favorite months of the year because it's an opportunity to celebrate the women in our lives who are doing fantastic things in the community and in the world at large. So to set it off, we got Girl on the Rocks, our first guest of the night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about our girl. She is an accomplished DJ, event producer, entrepreneur, and multimedia personality based in Staten Island, New York.
Yeah. Yes.
She has almost 10 years in the entertainment and media industry and has earned a reputation as an energetic and dynamic performer. Tell us how you got your start as a DJ and what's it being one of the few female DJs in New York City really making waves?
Well, being a DJ has been one of the best hobbies turned lifestyle ever.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's been such an amazing journey, and I was never thinking about being a DJ at all.
So how did it happen?
I always was into entertainment. I've always been bubbly, the loudest in the room for the most part, with way too much energy.
What's that?
Yeah, right,
What's too much
exactly. You know, so I started working at a private kids party venue years ago, and the owner was like, listen, you know, you have all of this energy, you're dancing with them, they're really engaged with you. I have this control over here.
Okay.
Come in a few minutes early, stay a few minutes late, figure out how it works for you, and then you can take over this area.
Okay.
And then when it was time to leave that job and move on, my family knew that this was something that I really wanted to do. I knew that it was something that I could pursue outside of there.
Right.
So they helped me purchase my equipment. They bought the first half.
That can be very expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It has been a journey.
And how long has it been from that time till now? How many years have you been doing
So I started off working in the entertainment industry at 16 years old, and I'm 26 now. So
10 years in the game.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
And I hear that you're headed off to Thailand.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Ooh.
Yes.
World traveler
I love that
too.
for
at
you.
that.
We're going
All right.
international.
Is that for Rolling Loud and things like that that are going on over there?
We'll be stopping by Rolling Loud to see all of the amazing events that's happening down there, and that's going to be happening during Thai New Year as well.
Nice.
But Starda, who is my business partner, my best friend, and is the Staten Island Artist of the Year,
Shout out to
2022.
Starda. Woo!
Yes.
He is going to be shooting music videos out there, and we have a brand new YouTube series that we're going to be starting out
What's the
there as
name
well.
of it? Where can they find you? Where can the
We
people
are
follow
going
you?
to have it called Rapper in Thailand. So you guys are going to be able to see the entire journey from the moment we get on the plane
Nice.
to the moment we get down there, all of the events we're going to do, all of the different excursions.
How long
and
will you be
everything.
there?
We'll be there for 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
No, that's going to be so
yeah.
fun.
So,
Send
but
us- send us the link.
4 of those days is going to be traveling, which is going to be absolutely
Yes, it
insane.
4
Yeah.
days of traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 2 days going and then 2 days
Going
coming back.
halfway around the
Oh, my
world.
Yeah.
goodness.
So it's going to be insane.
All right,
That's
well,
gonna
send
be
us the link
super
so we can
fun.
definitely follow you. Tell the people where they
Yes.
can find you on social media.
Absolutely. So you can find myself at _rocks. You can find my team at We Just Workin', and you can also find us at Banks and Roses Society, you guys.
Awesome.
That's us.
Throughout the night, Girl on the Rocks is going to be blessing us on the ones and twos with her talent.
Yes.
So be sure to listen in between segments. She's going to be doing her thing. So we're going to let her get right on over there.
I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yes, we will see you in a little bit.
Yes.
All right. While we're featuring wonderful women from not just our community, but from the world at large, there are so many different things, Shy, that women do. Like, we're not a monolith. Many of us are creative. Some of us are bosses. We're doing all types of things. One of my favorite creatives is Maya, the poet. Maya is going to be dropping some bars in between segments, and then she's going to come sit down for an interview. So up next, we're going to have Girl on the Rocks spin some music for us, and then she will be followed by Maya, the poet.
Yes, it's a party.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You're in the mix
Right now, turn it up.
with DJ Girl on the rocks.
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my wise man said, follow the stars. There you shall find a piece of advice. If you hit your enemies, enemies shine. If you're not a friend of me, enter the light. Cause you can never kill my vibe. Got here with no sacrifices. Everything was taken, still had to make it. Vibe killer, me I no go take shit. Vibe killer, bloody Samarita. Protect my energy from your bad aura. Then my pastor say I be my healer, everything I desire. I go receive my rhythm, flow like a river. If you get yawa, come on, go and sit down. I go just para, come on my jigger. I go just follow my dream.
Mixing live on the ones and twos.
Drop that. Let's get it poppin'.
It's DJ Girl on the rocks.
You're watching. See your face, see your flag. You wanna touch, no wanna touch. Come to my place, let's discuss this, chop it up. Tonight you'll be a superstar. Come let me sign you up.
Let's get into it.
Move the lights, the
Blinded by the
action.
beat that.
Hollywood. Ooh, it's the lights,
Blinded by
satisfaction.
the beat that.
Hollywood, you must get it. Do you want it? You don't need it. Do you do? Hey, see your face, see the flag. Wanna touch, you wanna touch. Come to my place, let's discuss this, chop it up. Tonight you'll be a superstar. Come let me sign you up. Ooh, it's the lights, you're blinded by the action. That Hollywood. Ooh, it's the lights, you're blinded by the action. That Hollywood. You hear it screaming. Cameras rolling.
Not yet.
You're so addicted.
Ashley.
Not yet. Mother like Hollywood. Mother like Hollywood. And everybody's wanting you
That was excellent. First of all, I loved it. I feel like we need a
Little
DJ all the
Beyonce,
time
yes.
now. All right. We setting it up. All right. So now we have one of my favorite poets. For those who don't know, before I was a writer, I was a poet. So I have a very passionate love for poetry. And when I heard this sister spit for the first time, I've never forgotten it, never shaken her from my system. And know that you won't either. So without further ado, Maya the poet.
Woo!
This piece is called Gratitude because I am so grateful to be here and to be celebrating Women's History Month. Gratitude. I watch what I say because my tongue holds my destiny. Always staying grateful. What I lack, it ain't stressing me. Blessings flowing to me like magic, open sesame. You have all ingredients, but still ain't got my recipe. You tested me, but I'ma pass with all A's. I'm lethal with the flow, but pray you die of old age. Too many rappers in graves, too many cappers on stage. Showing all your buttons and surprise you got played? If it ain't making sense, it ain't making no dollars. My freestyle flowing frequent, while they retweet and they holler. You're envious of millionaires while blue is on your collar. A little known fact is your life they wanna borrow. Their loneliness can't be cured with those bills. They dance with suicide as their house sits on hills. The very thought of this would drive a sane person ill. But the truth is that what I'm spitting is real. You gotta be content, the grass ain't always greener. I'm watering my plants while your weeds are getting meaner. Envy is the reason why your ass got a fever. I'm regarded as royalty like my name is Regina. Gratitude.
Love it.
Oh my goodness.
That was excellent. Excellent, excellent. Loved it.
Wow.
You will hear more from Maya throughout the night, so stay tuned. Get your snaps ready because there's going to be a lot of fire poetry in the house.
Right.
Before we go any further, I want to give a shout out while we're on the subject of women in business. There's a local young lady by the name of Jasmine Daniels who has a clothing brand called Settings Brand. The mission of Settings is to encourage people to take their settings off default. They want to push the narrative that it's okay to be different, better to be different, actually. Through supporting Settings, you understand the importance of not conforming to societal norms. I'm going to put the link for how you can purchase your Settings Brand apparel and make sure that you support this young woman in her business ventures.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you, young Jasmine
Yes,
Daniels.
thank you.
All right, so now we have some bosses at the table with us tonight.
Yes.
Yes, make no mistake about it. First, we have Doreen from the St. George Theater.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
St. George Theater is a historical, beautiful building here in Staten Island where all the best events are held. Thank you for joining us, Doreen.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And then we have the one and only Jenny Kelly,
Hello.
our events coordinator. Am I getting that right at Snug Harbor?
I mean, I hate titles, but I'm the director of events and business partnership.
Okay, at Snug Harbor Cultural Center here in
Yes.
Staten Island. So, ladies, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I know you
kidding
had
me?
a busy day, so getting here and having a little wine with us, we really appreciate you taking
thank
the
you
time
for
out.
wine
Yes.
down.
Cheers.
Yes. So tell us what it's like to be director at Snug Harbor. What is Snug Harbor about? What are some of the cultural events that you have there?
Ooh, there's so much going on over there. I guess what it means to work there, just for me personally, is I grew up on Staten Island.
Did you?
I went to Curtis High School. I grew up on the corner of Hamilton.
Class
of '92. Right, I grew up on the corner of Hamilton and Daniel Terrace.
Okay.
I used to go past Curtis my whole life,
Yeah.
and so I have Snug Harbor my whole life, and so to work on those grounds,
Beautiful.
I'm deeply my life is deeply ingrained, and so I just feel like it's such a community space,
It
right?
is.
Like I feel like personally, I've performed there, I work there, my sisters work there, I've buried a letter to my dad after he died there, and every Staten Islander, or lots of us, have our own
Memories?
secret connection to that space. Whether you were going for an event, your children are going to the museum or to the Montessori school, or you're being married on the grounds.
I took my wedding photos there.
Beautiful,
that's nice.
beautiful.
Everything.
We had some members of the Wu-Tang on the grounds 2 years ago who said they had done their community service there. So it was like
That's wonderful.
and so I love being there. Right? Our community blood, sweat, and tears are on those grounds.
That's wonderful.
And so I love being there every day, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to work. And, coming up, we're waking up for the springtime. We got a lot of events going on.
Like
Yes.
what?
Well, so for me, I work with all of the renters on the grounds.
Okay.
And so folks who are bringing concerts, festivals to the grounds.
Great.
But I also produce events for us. And so I produce a series called Cottage Row Curiosities, which brings about 50 Staten Island artisan vendors to the grounds. They just makers.
Yes.
And we have music, pop-up performances, all of the vendors, food, drinks. And so that happens once a month on the third Saturday of every month from April to October.
Wow.
it's
And so it's coming up April 15th.
Yes.
Nice.
So I'm managing that. I've got a concert coming up on April 29th, which is kind of wild. The group that's playing is called Gangsta Grass. They are a hip hop bluegrass group.
Ooh.
Yes,
Now that I
right?
wanna see.
Okay,
Yes,
I wanna
I'm
hear
telling
that.
you, okay?
Interesting.
Right?
Snug Harbor.
It's this interesting vibe of music, and then we have the local jazz tronats are opening up for us, and so it's just again going to have
That's
this local
wonderful.
community. Like I said, I'm a girl from the community.
Yes.
And so what interests me is bringing exciting things to the community that loves Snug Harbor.
It's one of the things I love about Snug Harbor. I live in the area, so whenever I'm driving past there's always a sign up that there's some new attraction going on, some new festival happening.
Yes.
Or and it's such a beautiful grounds. Like I can't even begin to tell you how many times we've taken prom pictures there, wedding photos.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful space.
Everything. Yes.
Is it hard to get cultural richness here in this borough?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it exists here.
Yeah.
I think people, there's always, it's so funny. Every time everyone wants to talk about Snug Harbor, we talk about a hidden gem. And I'm like, 100,000 people came through for a lantern festival. You can't
not
tell
so
me it's
hidden.
hidden.
Exactly.
Right? And so I think that folks in the community just need to know that if you have an idea that you want to cultivate and you need grounds to put it up, like we're here to support that.
Are you the one to contact?
I am the one to contact,
All right,
and I love a big idea, and I love a little idea that starts somewhere and grows.
I
and
love
so,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
and I'm a performer by nature and a producer, and so I'm here to guide and help.
I'm gonna
and
be your
do.
new best friend because I got some ideas.
Yes,
Jimmy.
I was going to
Please
say
be my
Have a
new
Heart
best
actually had an
friend.
event at Snug Harbor, and it
Yes.
turned out very well.
Who was that? I'm so
Have
sorry.
a Heart New York
It's a
Foundation.
nonprofit.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a nonprofit. We did tie-dye shirts. It was a couple
That's
of performances.
wonderful.
It was
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's 83 acres. There's lots of options. All you have to do is get, creative, get
Yes.
your imagination going.
Beautiful.
I
And
love
now Doreen is you are the manager, the owner. What's your title at the
So,
St. George Theater?
The St. George Theater is a nonprofit organization. It was
Okay.
20 years ago when my mom, the late Mrs. Rosemary, and my sister and I saved it from being torn down. So I'm the CEO,
Were they going
co-founder.
to tear that beautiful building down?
Yes.
Miss Rosemary, like Miss Rosemary's Dance Studio?
Yes.
Shut up. I don't mean to say shut up.
Love you.
I danced there when I was a kid.
Isn't
I
this
love
a full
Mrs.
circle
Rosemary.
And I love
Don't
hearing
you love
this.
Staten Island? You know?
Staten
I love
Island is
hearing
so
this.
small.
Yeah.
I love hearing this.
Rosemary,
I love hearing
I'm
this.
sorry,
That's
continue. I'm sorry to
wonderful.
cut
That's
you
okay.
off.
So 20 years ago, the theater was a white elephant. The area right there after
Yeah.
5 p.m. was a ghost
Forget
town.
about it, yeah.
When we came in, it was the raccoons and the fleas and the birds finding comfort. No seats
How
in
long
the
had the
theater.
space been empty prior to you coming in?
30 years, but there were a few attempts here and there to open it.
Okay.
But not for a legitimate performing arts center. It was an antique showroom. It was a roller rink, nightclub, things like
Everything
that.
but what it was meant to be.
Yes, yes. So we came in full force, and our first show was Yolanda Adams,
Ah.
Grammy
Award-winning
Award-winning
gospel
singer.
gospel singer.
Yes.
Our first concert.
That's wonderful.
And that first year we had 6 shows. Now we have about over 100 shows a year.
Everybody who's anybody is there. I mean, you have a lot of doo-wop shows there. My father was a big doo-wop fanatic. So we would go and see Little Anthony and the Imperials
Yes.
there. And so many memories there.
I saw Shaka Khan.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Wow.
Wasn't Diana Ross like you
2
had-
times. One of my favorite
okay.
shows.
Diana
favorite
Ross
nights.
came to Staten
Yeah,
Island?
twice.
Yes.
Twice.
Oh,
Twice. She was amazing.
wow.
You just
She was
recently had
amazing.
Dionne Warwick
Oh.
at your gala.
So Friday night was our big gala night.
Yes.
Where it was a fundraiser. We had
I
1,500
hope you raised
people.
a lot of money.
We did.
Good.
good.
We did. Best ever for us.
Good.
So it was 1,500 people, and then for the concert, and then 400 folks stayed for an after party.
That's
Oh,
wonderful.
wow.
3 floors with DJ and
Oh, my
30 local
gosh.
restaurants, and the night was amazing.
How
it was
fantastic
magical.
was Dion?
She was wonderful.
Yeah.
So gracious and nice.
Wow.
She was lovely. Everyone was standing, dancing. Everyone knows the words
Yes,
to the song.
yes.
She was lovely, endearing. It really was a magical night. That's the best way to say it.
More
Matter of fact,
impor-
Jasmine's parents were there. I'm good friends with Kay
Okay.
and James.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
More importantly, have you ever gone to the Christmas show there?
Yes. The
I play
Christmas
Mrs.
show-
Claus.
Oh, did you?
Really?
Oh my gosh!
Oh
It
my
rivals the Radio
goodness.
City.
I'm telling you,
Christmas
it
show.
does.
You know, it really does.
St. George Theater is so like
What you-
diverse
yes.
with shows. I've seen
is. Which one?
Wu-Tang there.
Yes.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta
Yes.
Rhymes.
Yes.
Comedy.
Yes.
Mike Epps at the comedy
Absolutely.
show.
A surreal moment for us.
Yes.
A few surreal moments. One was all 9 of the Wu-Tang group was at the theater for a documentary.
Yes.
And they were taking a
Yes.
photo.
Of Mike
Of Mike
Singleton.
Singleton.
Yes.
And my sister and I were there, and we wanted to meet them. They were all running around. We really pay respect. We didn't bother them. And they were now taking a photo, the 9 of them, really cool,
Yeah.
posing. And the photographer was having trouble with her camera. I was like, come on. We were about to leave. I was like, hi, guys. We just want to say hi. We saved the theater with our mom. It's surreal seeing you all here. They all got up, hugged us, and thanked us.
Isn't that nice?
And we didn't take a picture or anything. We didn't want to feel like, you
Right,
know.
right. No, you should have
most
took a
gracious.
picture.
I know. I've gotten pictures with all of them individually because
Right.
they've all been back for different
Well,
events.
that's a
and-
feat in and of itself. If
Yes.
you've been able to get those 9 individual photos, then
Right.
that's
That's
better than the one. You
I have
know?
six.
You're a
I have
legend in
six.
Staten Island.
I have
You
six.
are,
Yes.
and you've done a
Yeah.
service to the community by keeping that
Thank you.
theater alive.
We love it.
We
We love
love
what
it.
we
We
do.
love you.
Yes,
thank
I
you.
You
love
both
it.
always have
We
an
love you.
open door to come back to Fine Wine and Good Times.
Please.
Please
Fine
come
Wine.
back,
Thank
promote
you.
any events that you're
Okay.
having. Even if you
Great.
can't be here in person, let us know. We'll be sure to
Oh.
let the people know.
We will.
Yes.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you, ladies,
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Yes, thank you. Cheers, ladies.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. My
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yo, DJ.
It's your DJ's favorite DJ. DJ girl on the rock.
No jealousy, insecurity. I'm glad you jumped out when I see you together. Please don't. You wanna talk now? You got me wrong. Baby, you're not the one. No, please don't. You wanna talk now? You got me wrong. Baby, you're not the one.
If you want me, you would try. Now take your time, wasting time. Soon the patience gonna dry from chasing light. Faith is blind, but I'm not wishing on babies. Those don't turn into a thing. Yes, I'm angry and in pain, but no one I could find another lover. Another lover. Another lover. I could find her.
All right now. That's what I'm talking
I was
about.
gonna say, get us together.
Yes.
I like that vibe.
I love it. Thank you, Girl on the Rocks.
Yes.
The
shout out
best.
to the
Yes.
girl.
Excellence. There's a lot of black girl magic period going on in the building
Hello.
today. While we're on that wave, I want to give a shout out to the caterer of tonight's episode,
Ooh.
Mona's Cuisine.
Thank you for
Mona's
feeding
is
us.
located at 360 Tar G Street here in Staten Island. It's worth the toll if you're in Jersey or Brooklyn to come over to Mona's. Tell her Fine Wine and Good Times sent you.
Yes.
And make sure you get the spicy spinach with the pepper.
Hot pepper
Okay.
sauce. You gotta
All
get the
right.
hot pepper sauce.
Okay. For our next
That was
segment,
delicious.
we have a true badass in the building. Do you
Hey.
understand me?
Hey.
This queen and I were introduced by the great legend Milk D. She is, I'm going to let her tell you about herself. Joining us for this next segment, she's the director of JMT Media. She's everything. She's a podcaster. She's a queen. She's everything. So Jacqueline, thank you. Jacqueline Tacarante.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Ladies.
Tell the people who you are, because I totally summed it up. It's because there's so
man.
much.
First, I got to say, look, real recognizes real.
Yes.
And first, thank you so much for having
It's a
me.
pleasure to
because
have you.
I never get to be a guest. I always have guests
It's
on my
nice
show.
to be on the other
So
side,
I'm
right?
like, you got snacks and you got wine?
Right.
Sign me up.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. So, yes, I own JMT Media. We are the biggest PR and marketing firm on Staten Island. When
Yes.
I say that, by no stretch of the imagination, we have over 1 billion views collectively of all of our clients
Wow.
on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all the platforms combined. We do it all organic because we know how to tell the stories
Yes.
of our clients,
Yes.
right? But at the height of the pandemic, people were saying, I can't find no talent on Staten Island. And that, we can curse on you,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That shit fucking irked me.
Yes.
I was like, who says that about the
Exactly.
community they live in?
Right.
And say that they live, work, blah, blah, blah. I was like, we ain't doing that. So that birthed what I call my third baby, which is the New York City Digital Media Center.
That's right.
And
Tell us
so,
about that, please.
Yeah, I teach high school students, predominantly in the North Shore, black and brown, just like me.
Yes.
I teach them video editing, podcasting, but I also teach them how to shake hands when you're talking to somebody on your show, how to even reach out to them, to book them for a show.
Yes.
Because I know that they got it in them, and we're about to graduate our first year of students.
how
Oh,
exciting.
yay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
This
fantastic. posted.
This May. So now whenever I see my haters, I
Yes.
don't even look at them. I'm like, motherfucker, you just need to walk
Exactly.
away.
Right.
You
Walk
just need to
on
just
by.
like get out of my lane, get out of my sidewalk, go to the other side of the street. Like,
Tell us about the T-shirt you got on
Okay,
today.
so-
I love
hard
it.
work, no handouts.
That's
What's that-
right.
what's
Hard
that
work, no
about?
handouts. Okay, so again, everything, I think that a lot of times women entrepreneurs, we are inspired by the people that tell us sometimes you can't do this.
That's so true.
And that has really been the birth of my company, my nonprofit. And so at the height of the pandemic, I just kind of started writing anything that would really inspire me or things that would inspire other women. I'm a big firm believer that if my mom had the same resources at her fingertips that I did,
Yeah.
she would have been the she's already a badass, but she would have been the
Yeah, the
shit of
supreme.
shit. Yes.
Yeah.
I would have been like Diana Ross.
You
and she
are,
would have
you
been
are,
like,
honey.
you know,
Yes.
Dionne Warwick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I started writing down all of these sayings just to like motivate me, and I would put them in my phone. And over the years, I've collected probably over 100 sayings. And
Then you have to publish that.
yeah, and so over 2 weeks ago, I told my husband, I said, you know what? I'm going to take every Saturday, just a couple of hours, and I really want to just design it. It's not to make $1 bazillion.
No.
It's to make a fucking statement.
Right.
Right? Like, I am not playing on the same level as the young men or just men on this island that their daddy handed them the business. I am not
Right.
playing on the same. I respect you, but it's a different respect if you are an entrepreneur doing it from
For
the
your
ground
own.
up.
Right.
I love you. Cool. You stay in that lane. But I have a different respect for other female entrepreneurs when you're
Yes.
doing it on your own.
Yes.
So I decided
Okay.
to put this on my shirt. It
I love
says
it.
hard work, no handouts. I
Yes.
didn't get a spoon.
Right.
I didn't get none of that.
Right.
My mama was single mama, 3 kids, the whole thing. So when people talk about, oh, Jacqueline, did you? I actually had one woman in business.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I thought you came from money. One day she told me that. I said, why would you say that?
Yeah. What was her
Because-
reasoning?
Her reasoning was because you enunciate, you speak very well.
Oh, wow.
So you gotta come from money to
I said, I
enunciate.
didn't want to tell her this, but I wanted to tell her was that growing up poor, I always knew I wanted to be in radio and communications. And the best way to learn how to speak properly, I would read the back of the Suave shampoos.
Oh.
You know, Suave, 99
the
cents.
ingredients.
That's all I could afford. That's all my mama could afford.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So if you read the back of Suave and Dove shampoos, they have 3-4 lines of the best marketing materials. And so even as a kid at 9, 10 years old, I would sit in the bathroom and practice over and over and look in the mirror.
Oh, wow.
I know, crazy, right?
So now that you're a woman in
Yeah.
the business, I'm picturing
Yeah.
you in rooms with tons of men, you
Oof.
being one of the few women in the room. What are the challenges there, and how do you navigate those kind of circumstances?
Curse them out, poke a few eyeballs.
When you curse them out, do they respect it, or do they go, oh, she's emotional?
No. So funny enough, today I was at an event. This is what I was texting
Tell us
you.
about it, yeah.
So I'm at an event, and y'all could probably tell by the time y'all launch this because what I'm wearing. But I'm at an event, and I was told by a higher up, like, you know, you really should move your sign to put our sign. And I said, first response, not even negotiate. I said, I'm not doing that. And he
Okay.
looked at me, and I said, when you ask my competitor, who you invited a week ago, when you ask them to move their sign, I'll think about moving my sign. I said, do you have any other questions? Would you like to come on my podcast? Thank you so very much. And at that
Boss.
point, I was like, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have had that confidence.
Okay.
10 years ago, I would have been like, oh my gosh, maybe I should move
Right,
maybe
right.
I should move this. This time I was like, you must not understand who I am. So let me explain in my polite, eloquent woman feminology for you.
Okay.
Feminology. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna call it. We're gonna
Right.
we're gonna coin that term.
Right, feminine terminology.
Feminine terminology, my feminology. But I was just like, did this mofo really try to come for me like that? I was like, no, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. And it's inappropriate. And it's also a place where I have a lot of females that work with me, and I have to show them as a leader,
Yeah.
you can set the tone without cursing somebody out.
Okay.
But you can set the tone of what you will do and what you will not
Exactly.
do. And I wish that I had the confidence I have now
Where
when
did you
I was
get it?
in my
Along
20s.
the way, what were the things that helped you gain that confidence? Because there are women out there who are aspiring to be
Yeah.
just like you. And so what advice would you give them in being fearless in rooms like that?
Yes.
You know, honestly, every time I would pitch an idea, prime example, I pitched a big idea to a very large media company here on Staten Island.
Okay.
And they said, oh, no, it's a conflict of interest, Jacqueline. We can't work with you on this podcast thing. Okay, no problem. A year later, they started their own thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I go to a business and I said, I'm launching this project for the Digital Media Center. We'd love to partner with you. They were like, oh, we're not ready to take it on. Okay, no problem. We're going to go to the New York Philharmonic. That's when I realized every no for me, it was a way of God saying, that's not the lane that I wanted you to be in, Jacqueline.
Oh, right.
I needed you to have that no so you could do something greater. So every time I got that no, I was like, damn, Jacqueline. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm human, right? And I was vulnerable, like, damn, that sucks. But then I was like, wait. We just went from this tiny place to the New York Philharmonic. Like,
Right.
you ain't got nothing to cry about.
Exactly.
Like, God put you in the position where you needed to
On
be.
purpose.
Yes.
And so now I have this, literally, I feel like I'm on a cloud all day, every
That's
day.
wonderful. I
love
Like
that.
soaring through where I want to go and where God wants me to go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
once you embrace that, the suck doesn't suck.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that. I like
Yeah.
the way you said that. Okay.
Yeah, once you embrace where God has you and where he's guiding you, the suck doesn't suck anymore. You're
Okay.
like, cool.
Right,
All right.
let it
So
be.
what's next for you? What's the next
Oh.
mountain you want to climb? The next achievement you want to
Oh, man.
attain?
So, can we say who's in the audience?
Yeah,
here?
we
All
can
right.
say who's in the oil.
So we have, I just admire her from afar all the time. We have Miss Pride.
Yes.
She is the first African-American president of the Young Democratic Association
Awesome.
on Staten Island.
Yes, Pride.
And so when I see these like badass women, I'm like, yes. And I oftentimes have people ask me, because I have passed a piece of legislation for Native American, or let me rephrase, not passed it. I have advocated so
Okay.
much so
Yeah.
that the
That it
law
got
was changed.
passed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have had people ask me, are you going to run for office? Are you going to do
You'd be
this?
great.
I would, but I wouldn't. You know why?
Why?
This is probably the first podcast that I'm actually enjoying because I get to be myself.
Yourself.
Right.
It's not all buttoned up and polished.
And I
yeah.
can't do that. I get a lot more done cursing.
I think that's what the
people
people
out.
want.
Right.
I know, but I get a
think
lot
that's
more
what the
done
people
behind
want.
closed doors.
In this political
Yeah.
climate, I think the Republicans are winning because they're being honest. And we're
Yep.
over the Democrats. Let me not, let y'all know who I'm with. But the Democrats are over there, and they're all with trying to play this politically correct game. More of what you bring is needed. You got my vote, girl.
Girl,
Me too, girl.
You're so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're so cute. Well, I will let you know, but I will tell you this. Anything that I do, it's really to elevate. I got 3 focuses in mind. Women, businesses,
Yes.
and kids.
Okay.
That's it.
Those are great passions to have. Yeah.
Everything else is a negotiable. Women, businesses, and children are a non-negotiable for me. Like
Okay.
there's no, we ain't
I
doing that.
love it.
Yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you,
Sure.
follow you, social media, everywhere. Tell us.
Love
Let
it,
us know.
love it. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Chit Chat, all of it.
All of that.
At jmtmedia.nyc. And just a little side note, the reason why I named my company JMT, my initials Jacqueline Marie Tacarante, because Russell Simmons, when I read his book about how he branded, he was like, why wouldn't I name a company after myself? And I
Right.
said, damn, okay, Russell, I'm gonna name myself
That's a great-
JMT Media.
That's right.
Yes.
So
As
that's
you
why
should.
I named it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you
there you
so
go.
much for joining
Yes,
us.
thank you
tonight.
so much for
Thank you,
coming.
This will
ladies.
not be your last
No,
visit.
I want to
okay?
come here and drink every night,
All
please.
right, lovely.
Yes.
Next, we're going to have a poem by the one and only Maya.
Yes.
Hey everybody, I'm back. This next piece that I will be performing is called I See You, Sisterhood. I see you kitchen beauticians doing braids, wigs, and updos. I see you college students studying and hustling, trying to graduate school. I see you hardworking mothers putting everyone's needs above your own. I see you busy receptionists scrambling, trying to answer all them phones. I see you, Miss MTA, keeping our city on the move. I see you, Fly DJ, on those hot ones and twos. I see you, teacher, preacher, reacher, and the such. I see you, soul-stirring sister, encouraging all of us. To the doctors, lawyers, businesswomen, you are seen by me. To the strippers, bottle girls, and sex workers, no judgment thrown towards thee. This life is costly, and we all gotta pay the fee. To the big mamas and aunties, and neighbors and nanas, to all of the wonderful women who've offered a hand up. I see you, I need you, I bleed you, I am you. Sisterhood.
Hi guys, as you can see, Tracy Brown is not here because she's over there, but it's okay because I'm here. And it's time for me to do my portion of this episode of Fine Wine and Good Times.
Yes.
I am joined here by the lovely Maya the Poet, who you guys have been seeing all night.
Peace,
Hey
everybody.
girl.
Hey, how you
And
doing?
I'm
Breaking our
also-
hearts with these good poems all night.
I am astounded.
Yes.
You are. We got to talk after.
Yes.
We will.
And I'm also here with Hala Marag. Welcome to Fine Wine and Good Times. Yes, I love it here. It's
Yes.
very womany. We're
It
giving women
is.
empowerment.
Yes, I'm feeling inspired and empowered.
I'm here for
Yes.
this. Women's History Month, getting it going.
Yes.
So, Maya, you've been doing it. You've
Blazing
been
the
doing it.
stage.
Yes.
This. First of all, I am honored to have you here saying some of your
much.
poems on our
you so much.
podcast, and they have just I love poetry.
Me too.
So I'm just astounded with you. And
Listen, poetry keeps me out of prison.
I'm
Okay, talk about it.
I would be wearing orange if I didn't write.
Okay, and we look good in orange, but that's not what your
That's a
calling
summer
is in
color.
life.
That's a summer color.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming. Holla. Hey, girl.
Hey, I feel so welcome. It's so
You
warm
are
in
welcome.
here.
We've been fiending for you to get here. Yes.
Definitely.
I
So
appreciate you for
you
having
have
me.
a business called the Badass Boot Camp.
Yes.
So I just want to explain it a little bit, and then you can tell us all about what you do, because I'm very interested in this. I need a little
Yes.
boot camp in my life.
Oh,
Got
Lord
you.
knows I
Got
need it
you.
too.
So the women's, it's Women History Month. We got the boot camp. We got the poetry going on. We got some books for you to read.
Yes.
I could give you a restaurant to go to, So Badass Boot Camp. It started as a box service and a pop-up shop. You guys do holistic remedies, workshops, and resources for the mind, body, and soul. And you're located in the Empire Outlets here on Staten Island. So first, my first question is, what is a box service?
So I'm sure you've seen Ipsy or Birchbox or Dollar Shave Club, but at the time when I started this 5 years ago, there was none really for wellness at all, you know. And then the unique thing about it is I get my most well moments, I would say, from my tribe. So I decided to really feature small businesses from the local area in that box, and that created healing tools and things like that, all natural, holistic remedies. And it did really well for a little while. And then after that, we kind of changed it into when COVID opened up and everything opened up again. I'm like, okay, well, we can keep giving it to people in their home, but we can also create an experience and a safe space where they can come out of their home. So everything's
Love
been
that.
kind of very timely with everything that's going on.
Yes. Did COVID
Yeah.
slow you down at all?
No, as a businesswoman, you got to learn how to pivot. That's really what it is.
That's the key.
Even this business was a pivot. Primarily I'm a media personality and I do radio and TV and stuff. And 5 years ago, I had my dream job, and then I lost my dream job in 4 months.
Wow.
Long story. We can cry about it later.
Okay.
Pour the wine.
Yeah.
They're crying now because they lost you.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh no, they're mad. They're definitely big mad now.
Right. Yes.
But because I was able to pivot, so in that moment, I was just I'm in this dark place. Who can I turn to? Where's this place that I can go and find resources to figure this thing out? And mental health wasn't really a conversation like that 5 years ago.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. So I'm just our motto there is finding success through finding yourself. So I really had to find myself, and through my journey of wellness, I created this brand.
I love that.
wonderful.
You said find success through finding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So as a woman, what does that mean to find yourself?
It really depends on what you, I mean, as a poet, I'm sure you know, I love words
Yes.
too.
Yes.
And the word self itself is like, people don't really think deep enough into that definition. And it's like, you know, today we had an event at the shop about like core memories and like, what is your makeup from? Like, you know, all these things that happen in your life are a part of who you are. It's not, you know, people don't, you don't give enough credit to your feelings and your emotions and your thought
experiences.
process.
Right.
Yeah. And that's really yourself. It's like your core. Like outside of all the glitz and the glamour and the connections and the, you know, what my issue was 5 years ago is I was, and most of us creatives have this problem, is like, once you don't have that thing that you do, like they took that away and I was like, well, now who am I? You know, like what am I? You know, and so I had to really figure that out. And, you know, at my core, you know, I just had to really decide like, okay, like Hala is a people person. Hala had to literally relearn who I was.
Yourself.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you said that because it took me some time to find myself these last couple of years, especially after COVID. So I kind of resonate with you on that one. And you said you have the the Badass Boot Camp. You do holistic remedies. You run a business. You appear on podcasts. You make music. Like,
She
where
a
do you,
boss.
I was gonna say you're a boss.
What doesn't she do?
If I could say boss, bitch, okay. Where do you find the time to do all of this stuff?
So ever since I was younger and people would ask, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I just kind of wanted to be paid to be myself. And so all of these things encompass things that I already would be doing if I wasn't, you know, doing it for money. You know,
Wow.
it's like I would be making music. I have videos of me on YouTube at 8 years old being like, so, hey, like, you know, so it's just who I am. And then, you know, you just kind of like go through the motions and figure out the opportunity and where you fit in, but it's just who I am.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So what hidden gem advice would you give to young women looking to start their own business, find their self?
I think just be easy and just like don't force it and really feel, like allow yourself to feel. I think we're all just on this like, and sometimes it feels like a rat race or like a hamster
It
wheel.
does
You know, it's like, how am I going to
sometimes,
pay my bills and how am I
Right.
going to do this? And it's like, God got you, the universe got you, whatever you believe in. It's not just you. You're part of this big thing and we're connected to things. You're not going to just fall apart, you know?
I'd like to know what's in a wellness box.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would be, so basically how it would be curated to you. So we would have
okay.
a quiz on the site, and based on what you would say you have going on,
Customized
we
wellness
would
box?
custom it. Yeah.
Do you still offer that service?
Yeah.
Where can we find you so we could get some wellness up in here?
So you can go to thebadassbootcamp.com. You can follow me personally at Hala Maroc, HALAMAROC, and at the Badass Bootcamp.
I love that. I have one more question to ask you because I'm very interested in everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm a big spiritual person. I like to feed off of energy. Do you think with all your wellness and finding yourself, do you think you can read people's auras, like energy? How do you feed off of energy? Do you sense bad energy? Like, can you be like, look at somebody and be like, I don't think so.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But, you know, it's like sometimes you got to give yourself a vibe check first before you enter the room, you know, and then where you're at, you already know you're good because you did that. And then you walk in and you start to feel these certain like shifts. We all could do it. It's not like a power or a magic, you know, it's like you literally feel it because energy is real. Like even I try to explain that with like sage and stuff. It's like people like, oh, sage, ooh, like, you know, voodoo. But like at the end of the day, it's like scientifically you burn sage and it like clears the air
It's a
in the
cleanser.
room.
Yes.
You know, and that's why you feel lighter. And the
Yes.
same thing with, you know, your positive and negative ions. It's like, you know, the negative ions, when you minimize them, it's like now you have more positivity. Or no, it's the opposite. The negative ions is like it is the good. You know what I mean? And then the positive ions is the bad. And then you work with it. You know what I mean? You work with it and you feel it, and you attract what you are. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
You're
just giving your
beaming
insight.
and you look so happy that I want
Yes.
whatever cocktail you're sipping
That's why I need
on.
one of them
Thank
boxes.
you.
We need to get some wellness up in here.
Yes.
You gotta invite me back when I can actually drink some wine because it's Ramadan. and I'm like, I want some.
Oh, don't worry. Right after Ramadan, you coming back.
You coming. You gonna be our
Yes.
first guest, girl. We're gonna have all the wine just for you. Like
Yes.
fruity or dry?
I like dry. Semi.
Me too.
All right. You over there with Tracy.
All right.
You over there with Tracy.
I actually have a question for you, Maya.
Yes.
People ask me this question all the time, and now I get to ask another creative, Where do you get your inspiration from? What inspires you to write the wonderful poems you write?
To be honest, if I say how it really is,
Yeah.
it'll sound like juju, voodoo, like, because honestly, I can be washing dishes, I can be in the shower, I can be laying down, and I just hear some of the first few words of my poem.
Okay.
So it'll be, like for this poem I'm about to do.
Right.
It'll be like 2 names or 2 words, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me see where this goes. And I follow it, and I'm someone who I write authentically. I
Okay.
can't force myself.
Right.
I'm not someone who is like, all right, today's Tuesday, I need to sit down and write a poem.
Okay. It's when it comes.
It's when it comes. A lot of my poetry is inspired by my life
Okay.
or me viewing the experiences of the people around me, my community.
Yes.
Being a black woman,
Yes.
being a black woman on Staten Island,
Yes.
all that encompasses the struggle, the revolution, all of that. So that's how it comes to me. I just see. And I kind of look at it as being a poet, you're a reporter. We really
tell the people.
Come on now. We see what's going on, and I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Genocide.
Y'all just make it sound good. A little bit more
I love
interesting.
it.
But we definitely paint the picture, and we have to be on the pulse
Yes.
of what's going on in our community. And I that's just my process.
How do you keep your finger on the pulse? Is it surrounding yourself with women like the ones in this room tonight?
Yes, I am the product of the village.
Yes.
When they say it takes a village to raise a child, my parents, they definitely did an amazing job with
Yes,
me and
they
my
did.
sister and my siblings, just making sure that we had what we needed, but they needed support.
Okay.
So it was the neighbors, it was the aunties, it was the nanas,
Yes.
it was everybody, it was the teachers. So that's really what it is. Just
I love it.
I am standing on the shoulders of those who supported me, came before me, and then I want to also be a shoulder. Like, all right, I got in now. Let me put my foot in the
Yes,
door,
you
and let me
are.
make sure I'm continuing that. That
I
crab
love
in
it.
the barrel mentality is going to get
Girl.
us nowhere.
Nowhere.
It's so much opportunity, so much wealth at the top.
Yes.
That scarcity mindset is done.
It
I
is.
don't even associate myself with people who don't want to give the referral, who don't want to
Exactly.
let you know what the hookup
Oof.
is, who don't want to send that promo code.
Okay.
If
You're
we're-
attracting the right tribe.
Come on, if we're not sharing, what's going on?
What's the
Right.
point?
What's
Why
going
are we
on?
against
Yes.
each other at
Right.
this point?
It's
Yes.
definitely collective community organizing and all
Absolutely.
of that.
Where can the people follow you on social?
So people can find me on Instagram. My name is Maya, MAYA _DA _poet, POET, Maya the Poet. That
Yes.
is me. You can find me on Instagram.
Follow,
Yes.
like, share,
Listen,
subscribe, all of that.
It's
Yes.
a lot of big things going on. I
know.
also host open mic every first Thursday
Where?
of the
Tell
month
the people where they can pull
at
up.
Hub 17. That's 73 Wave Street.
Right here in
Everybody
Staten
in
Island.
Staten Island
Exactly
knows.
where that's at.
Our next open mic is going to be April 6th.
I'm in there.
From 7 to 9. Please come.
I'm in there.
It's free. I don't know how long
Free
it's going to be free.
99.
I don't know how long it's going to be free, though, because we got some amazing acts, comedians, singers, rappers. We have
Love it.
musicians.
It won't be free for long, so
It won't
get in
be
while
free
you
for
can.
long.
You said
Yeah.
every first Thursday of
Every
every month?
first Thursday of the month.
I love
I
that.
host, I perform, and I bring Staten Island talent.
At Hub
Okay.
Here for
17.
it.
Love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for coming. Before we wrap up, I just
Yes.
want to say we have some bunny friends on
All right,
the
let me get
side
my
over
Vanna
here.
Black on.
The basket case, aka the Easter Bunny, had dropped by some baskets for us because Easter is in a couple days, so
The
we just
Basket
getting
Case
ready for the little
NYC,
kiddies.
yes.
We got some peeps, some s'mores, coloring
Yes,
books,
coloring books,
all of that.
crayons. Yes.
You can customize
There's
it.
bingo in here.
Yes, at the Basket Case NYC on
This
Instagram.
Reese's might
Jump
not
in
make
their
it home.
DMs to make a customized basket for you, your mom, your grandma, your basket,
Yes.
your basket, your kid.
A basket for your basket.
Right, a basket. She make that too. Shoot, she make a basket for your basket too. So yes, the Basket Case NYC on Instagram. Make sure y'all check them out. Get you some baskets
This
made
one
for
is
any
personalized.
occasion.
Do you see that? Look at that. You see that? With
I love
any
that.
customizable
Little bunny
name you
foot.
want. Yes. And not just for Easter. When Easter's over, if you want to get a little Mother's Day basket for the mother, if you want to get a little summertime is coming,
A
graduate
420
basket.
basket.
Yes,
Y'all know
all
it's
of that.
April.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just
all right.
saying.
Yes.
Okay, but without further ado, we do have our final our final poem of the night by Miss Maya the Poet. Please take us away, girl.
All right. So for this last piece, I dedicate it to the women, the queens. I'm gonna need everyone to give me a little beat. Boom. Boom. All right, this is called Queens. Here we go. Angela, Angelou, Harriet, Coretta too.
Okay.
Cheryl Lee Ralph, Betty Shabazz, Shonda Rhimes, Simone flipping on their ass. Oprah Winfrey, Laverne Cox, Clarissa Shields doing Molly Wops. Eartha Kitt, Miss Badu, Lauryn Hill, just to name a few. Michelle Obama, Lupita Please, Queen Beyonce, Meg with the Me's, Jill Scott, Tamra Hall, Halle Berry from Monsters Ball, Cicely Tyson, one of the greats, Billie Holiday with her amazing grace, Nina Simone, she sounds so sweet, Jennifer Hudson, and Gayle King, Henrietta Lacks, who was owed a great debt, Alicia Keys with her writing creds, Ava DuVernay and Issa Rae, Quinta Brunson, they ain't come to play.
Period.
Lena Horne, Lena Waithe, Gabby Union, all getting paid. Gladys West, inventor of GPS. Lil Mo with the S on her chest. Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah. MJB, don't forget Monifa. Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan. Mary Jackson, Hidden Figures comes from. Chili, T-Boz, rest in peace, Left Eye. Shout out to Destiny Child, making scrubs cry. My mama, Hadia, great grandma Annie. Rest in peace, Aunt Deb, can't believe you left me. Emo, the OG who raised us all. Grandma Gilbert Bell of the Ball. The activist Pride, Sojourner Truth. Ida B. Wells, Rosa Parks, boo. My aunties, my cousins, my sisters, my friends. I'm repping this Queen Hood to the end. So many names that I forgot. But if you a queen, you who I'm talking about. The overcomers, the overachievers, the prayer warriors, the faith believers, doing the damn thing, the fire, the flame. I love being a woman, not a thing I would change.
Good times. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, share it with your grandmama. Do all of that. See you next week. Love you.
Cheers.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Mom. Excellent, girl. That was excellent.
That was so good.